So just a few weeks ago, I decided to start one of my companies, and it is specifically geared towards marketing, which I've been in the marketing world and communications world for 30 years, quite honestly, and AI. So it's not really it's not just like using AI for marketing. That could be part of it. You know how to automate things for AI, like automate emails and things like that, to be specific. But it's also for consulting with small businesses on specifically things like um, you know how to get data from their clients or customers, or if they have clients, how to set up things for data from those clients. So it's been a little bit of a struggle for me, to be quite honest with you, because I'm going after small businesses, mom and pop shops, real estate agents, plumbers, HVAC. Right now, that's what I'm going after. Okay, I'm certified in from 3 different schools, colleges rather, on AI, and I'm obviously, like I said, been in AI. But the struggle really is finding those customers. I've been in agency life for a long time. I've been consulting for a long time. I've worked for nonprofits for many years, and part of I've worked with startups. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies. I haven't necessarily been the type of person that goes to mom and pop shops. When you work for a marketing agency, a traditional marketing agency, even a smaller one, you're going after businesses that are like $10 million plus. You're not really going after smaller clients than that. But with AI, you're able to do something different. Okay. And I don't want this to be about AI. So long story short, what it has led me to do is I've had to reach out to people I've never talked to, people I don't have connections with, and there's been a real struggle, a real uphill battle, if you will, to get clients, a real uphill battle to get someone to respond to me, an uphill battle I believe, for people to understand me. So I've been doing a lot of reaching out to folks. Reaching out to prospects, and then reaching out just to get more of a name in the AI community in case they get contacted. But like informational interviews, I don't know what they're called nowadays, but it's basically a nice networking event that I am the catalyst for. So I don't have that base. I don't have a book of business that I can necessarily call, okay, to get these folks. Now, in the past, I've done some things, run across some people, worked for some people like this, but people have moved on, and it's been a struggle, because it's a whole group of people that I need to contact that I haven't really reached out to before, and they don't know my name, and I believe probably a lot of them don't really understand AI, don't know really its capabilities, because they're doing their plumbing, or they're doing their HVAC, or they're selling homes, and they're sending out emails, and they're having photo shoots of the houses, and they're having video folks come out and maybe do things with the house, whatever it might be, but they're not doing necessarily this technology that they might consider AI. AI to me is a tool to get through my day. It automates silly little tasks, emails, things I have to write. It automates building videos technically. So I've had this struggle of reaching out to this community. Now, understand too that I have like 2 or 3 other businesses that I'm working on as well, or I don't, maybe more technically, I don't even know how you would basically, I have to keep myself as busy as I possibly can, because that's when I do my best work, and I work 7 days a week, and it's really tiring. I've noticed that when my head hits the pillow these days, I go to sleep fairly quickly, and that wasn't always the case. Okay, so there's a struggle with that, and you have to reach out, and you have to be polite about it, and you have to reach out to the prospects, and then in my case I want to reach out to for informational interviews. Maybe get me to, pivot in another direction or think in another way or something like that, or define what I'm looking at. So, you know, I always say that everybody has a good idea, and I'm not the first one to come up with AI in marketing. I mean, there people are doing that. Okay. Um, some really successful, some are moderately successful, and some are like me trying to be successful. So, and but what I'm trying to do is use my marketing experience, my decades of marketing experience to show, look, you've adopted this, and this from a digital marketing perspective. You've done social media, you make videos, you put up photos, you get a lot of comments, you get a lot of engagement, those kinds of things. AI can do some of this for you. AI can build a video. AI can make a video look better than just you editing it. It can make things look better, or it can take a video and edit it down or edit it into several different parts. And it's like that. Well, maybe not like that. Maybe it's 5, 10 minutes, but you don't have to do anything. And there's all these tools out there to help you at your business. And you can collect some data on some of the things that you do send out through AI, like emails and such. So there's all these tools out there. Again, I'm not trying to sell the company. I'm a little all over the place here, but what I will say is it is a daunting task because I send out emails every single day to people in various industries that I'm trying to reach, and pretty much not getting responses. I see that, if I send 20 out a day, maybe 5, maybe 7, somewhere in that range have clicked on the email. Nobody responds. Now, some might say, hey, you need to send out more emails. Well, you can't send out 200 emails on day one because they're going to flag you for junk. You have to build your way up to it. So right now I'm in that 20 to 30 um, email a day range, and I'm sending them out, and I'm getting that right now. Like I said, for 20, I feel good about that. I've done it a couple of weeks. Um, 5 to 7 opens, but I'm not getting that click back. And that is a morale killer, you know? That is, "Oh, they're opening it. Oh, they're clicking on it, but they're not responding. Oh, I can tell by my website traffic that my website traffic has gone up." I can tell that, my LinkedIn page has been viewed or whatever the case might be. But they're not saying, "Hey, I'd love to schedule a call. Hey, when are you available? Hey, I'm available those days." And it's a like I said, it's a real morale killer because you know that for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, you're gonna have to continue to send things out. Now you can look at the email or emails, the messages you're sending out, tweak that, tweak the subject line, you can tweak that. You can start floating in there or weaving in there, a secondary email to the people that might have clicked or the people that didn't click. And I know that, there are many CRM tools that, if this then that, if this then that. But I'm dealing with people and companies that probably aren't even at that stage yet, haven't set up sort of triggers and anything like that. Don't have a CRM. They just have an Excel spreadsheet with a list of former clients or past clients, however you want to, people that have been clients. At best, that's what you get. So it is a really daunting task, and it's quite upsetting. This past week, quite honestly, has been very unnerving for me because my other businesses, and I'll go into those as well, everything was very slow this week. I pushed myself to work on a few things. I pushed a lot of things forward. I made a lot of good uh, building the project, moving the project along. I made a lot of headway that way. But as far as responses, as far as people, res- you know, giving any sort of feedback, even people I've asked that I know, hey, can you give me some feedback? I haven't had that, so they haven't responded, and so I don't know. I do think that there's like this universal ebb and flow, or maybe it's a national ebb and flow that, like, people are just not in tune right now. It's the end of the month. They're worried about getting things done for the end of the month, and they know that February is the beginning of the month, and they want to start the month off in a good position. So some of that is the end of January, starting of February this past week is what I'm talking about specifically. So maybe they were focused on their work, what they had to do, what they had to finish up by January 31st or, have ready by February 3rd on Monday, whatever the case might be. So there could be that, but it's a very lonely, daunting task to send out emails every day, to have videos that have very little viewers, small viewers than they were a week or two ago, a small number of viewers to be specific. It's a very daunting task. And I saw it across the board for I have sports video channels on TikTok and on YouTube. I saw the numbers go down this past week. I saw in some of my other businesses. Um, I have a business, well, like I'm talking about, even on this podcast, the numbers went down this past week. So it, when you get it from three or four different angles, and the numbers aren't great, it makes for a really tough week. And you keep thinking, what can I do to break through? What can I do to break through? Maybe I won't post a video on Friday at all. Maybe I will just take a break because the numbers are so not great. They're bad, not bad, good, bad, bad, that I just want to break because I don't want to post another video and have almost nobody look at it. So I would rather just start fresh, have a new week, start posting on a Monday or over the weekend with a short like I just did for this podcast and video podcast. And that's the other thing too. If you're still watching this, I do this work farce is a podcast. It's a video podcast on YouTube, and it's a podcast you can find on Apple and Spotify and a bunch of other channels. So it's an audio podcast and it's a video podcast. I'm just letting you know. So if you just want to catch, the audio, you can do it. You can just subscribe, download, whatever it might be on one of the podcast channels, and it should be on a lot of them. And if you can't, you can always find it on Apple, like I said, Spotify, and then some of the smaller ones. Uh, FM something, pod something, just, all kinds of things. So anyway, you know, when you have a week like this and and you're gonna maybe work over the weekend, or maybe you take the weekend off. I didn't know what to do. I thought about maybe taking Saturday or Sunday off, but no, I mean, who I am is, to work 7 days a week and say, okay, well, even if I'm not focused in on the views, let's say, or even if, it's not necessarily the most appropriate thing to send business information over the weekend because it's either going to get buried or it'll never be responded to, or people like to be off over the weekend, and I can respect that. So even given that, I know that there's things I can do over the weekend, so I do them. But when it comes to this AI marketing business, AI consulting, to be a little more specific, which is actually weird sounding because it's less specific, but it's AI consulting. I really, it was a tough week, and it makes you think like maybe I'm off on this. Maybe I'm not right about this. And at the same time, then I think, you know what, this is really new. I do have some informational interviews. Now, they might not lead to anything. I have to be realistic. They might not lead to anything. It might just be a networking. Whether you call it a networking meeting or informational interview, whatever it might be. I should probably call it networking, but I call them interviews because I tend to ask a lot of questions during them. Okay. And informational interviews, people know what that means. It means that, like, I want to get information from them. So That's what I'm thinking, and it's been a real struggle, and if you guys have any ideas, put them in the chat, let me know, send me an email. It's tom@epicaiconsultants.com. That's the business I'm talking about. Let me know. I'm happy to respond. If you have any thoughts or ideas, please do so, but just know that if you're struggling right now, I'm right there with you. I totally get it, and it's been one of those really lousy weeks. Thanks for watching as always. Take care.